I was on 80 milligrams a day of Prednisone, and to anybody who has taken it, that's a pretty good load. And I in February of 2004, when I got out of the hospital, I went down to 70 milligrams a day. Okay, I'm going to read this. I have no idea what it's about. Oh dear me, oh dear me. I had a real obsession about focusing and centering. Centering was, I don't know if they were the same thing or not. I don't know if you can see this. There's a little diagram. Let's see. Centering. Aligned focus. That's supposed to be a little box there. Anyway, I tried to explain to my doctors. They weren't very. They just. This might have been the day that the night nurse came on and said, in so many words, "You better straighten up," because they're thinking about putting you in the psycho ward because your comments are disturbing them. Yes, Prednisone is a lot of fun. Anyway, alignment, focus, straight ahead, which I identified as linear quote-unquote reality. But when I went straight ahead, there was a little box. There was a point I'd come to where, let's see what I called a shift coming along. In the shift, errors happen. In my mind, I see things slightly askew. When I hit that point in a thought, where most would continue forward, my mind deflects. I sense writing down, and then almost physical but molecular level, the micro tremors in my writing increase as I try to realign and focus on the thought. I remember that. Maybe I should admit it, but I remember that. As I become defocused, my hand would start tremoring more, and it was my only sign to me that I was starting to go mildly bonkers. Let's see, and try to realign and focus on the thought. It's almost like flinching and ducking right and down to the I mean, it wasn't just around like that. I went right and down to avoid a collision when careening around to get back on the thought. I have concerns about driving a car, oh dear, safely once I'm on maintenance routine out of the hospital. Oh, I was too. I was really dreading trying to drive, and it was almost a month out of hospital before I tried it. And I did okay. I was real pleased with myself. It was February. We'd had a snowstorm, and I parked my car beside the neighbor's garage, where there was a slip spot where water had come off of the roof and frozen. It was basically ice. So I drive all around town. I drive up to the next town, which is 20 miles over, and back, just to prove to myself I'm not happy to think of this. I didn't do this with supervision or with an alternative driver. I just did it. I proved to myself that if I drove on the highway, I wouldn't have any damage, at least when I did right turns. I guess that was my concern at the time, because everything was misaligned. I get out of the car, I slip on the ice, and boy, I was on my caboose pretty good. And I was so weak that The only reason I was able to get up, and of course my feet are slipping, and it took me quite a while, was the car was next to me. Okay.